All right. Hello, everyone. We are Views from the Dungeon. I'm your DM, Aaron Raphael Amin. We got our boys here, Mr. Wendell Riley Holst, Suicide Snowboy, at Ryan Brown Comic Art, at Ohio Hex, and at Mowgli IQ, who is in the dungeon for the first time since we played on stream. How's it feel?
Feels great. I'm so jazzed.
Awesome. I think we are too. And I just want to say thank you to all you guys for being patient with us while we got started today. Just working some things out. There's a new person in the room, so things go how they go. Anyway, shouts out to the usual Giant Dad, Improv and D&D, Mates of Fates. Check them out. But I think without further ado, we have a little recap by Airsid, and we're going to get into it.
All right. Well, the group finds themselves traveling through the Badlands once again, accompanied by Nanori on their way to Il Hayed. At some point, the night comes, and Ersid decides to scope out for a place to stay for the night. And on the SEPTA day of the 7th moon, we find an old abandoned church. And as we enter, we find a statue standing in the middle. A statue that we would later come to learn to be the statue of the god of Rook. We decide to take turns for a watch at night. And in the middle of the night, Nerissa and Kane hear quite a loud commotion coming from the forest. And they make the difficult decision to go out and investigate the disturbance. As they go out, they find a mysterious rider being chased by bloaters and all sorts of monsters. They assume he's in trouble, so they go after, only to find out that he might be commanding those monsters. Naturally, they were spooked, so they returned to the camp. And when they arrived back, Ersid had been awoken by what can only be simply described as a ghost. As Ersid predicted, the church was haunted, and the ghost requested payment or some kind of favor, that they would return a missing rock or stone missing from the mural on the wall. After investigating and questioning the ghost, it disappeared as quickly as it appeared. The next morning, they packed up, headed out towards the forest, and they came across the place where the commotion was the night before. Kani, Urin's pet dragon, discovered a messenger of Tuanul not too far away in the distance that was being chased down by Paratones. I was going to say baritones.
You could have just said
Paratones. And so what else to do? What else are adventurers to do than to assist those in need? They tracked him down and they assisted him in killing off the Paratones. A manticore joined the fight as well, but that seemed to be no match for our adventurers, despite the loss of a beloved horse nearly crushing Ersid to death. We managed to defeat them. And the party regrouped, and we decided to head on our way to Il Hayud. Now, with new information that the green elves might be in the future of our meeting, this sparked a thought in Ersid's mind that perhaps his father, who he doesn't know, could still be out there. And here we are.
On the road, you hear the creaking of wooden wheels across soft red dirt, and the smell of blood still sits heavy as you guys peruse through the dead wood on the way to the Red Gulch, where this specific messenger of Tuanul seems to have come from. A grouping of them who are concerned about their entry into the forest, as it seems they also have interest in what is beyond the redolent wood. You all proceed further with Narissa, Nonori, and your newfound companion in the back of the wooden carriage. He's breathing a little heavily, but relaxing as the day goes on, giving directions here and there, sort of trying to spruce himself up as his white robe has been, well, dirtied with that of the red liquid inside all of us.
He doesn't have any, like, different marks on him, does he? Like, sometimes their robes have different colors. Is it just all white?
It's just all white.
Okay.
And crimson.
Yeah, and red now.
And red.
I guess as we get, like, closer, I will look at Nonori, because we're in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be like, I'm going to take this off and point to her mask. I don't want you to freak out, okay?
I don't. Absolutely. Just
She pulls
Oh.
it off and...
that was quite a surprise.
Yes, well, we're going somewhere where they don't mind so much. And I prefer to breathe the air freely.
And the man in white speaks up. As do I. Do you mind? The vision of Tuanu, it seems. Or you carry similar patterns. May I touch your scales?
What the
Sure. She'll just kind of extend her hand out.
And like he slowly caresses through the back of your forearm, each scale being very careful to miss skin. And he sort of just kind of softens, and you see a small smile on his face. How lucky am I to be blessed by, well, the daughters of Tuanu herself. You, Dragonborn. Are you the reason they're coming to Ilhayed?
Not independently. We each have our reasons for going. Mostly we were just hired to by a friend here, and I gesture to Nonnery.
I am a student of the Manu Academy, and this seemed to be an interesting find, so we decided to set out, and I have hired these four here. And the man in white nods, his gray, wispy hair just scraggling about in the wind. There are some strange happenings, aren't there? Very interesting. That's how you know Tuanu is breathing again. She does plan to return. You see the life. You see the magic. I would be happy to know if you could kill her a path for us. Maybe speak with the green elves. Yes?
Well, I can try. I mean, like I said, I'm not exactly from there. I've just got some of it running through my blood. My mother was Iskandian and never knew my father. But, it's worth a shot if we've got to go through there. So, how much longer, by the way?
Well, if you are coming with me, we sit at the Red Gulch, and he points off into the distance where you see the land starts to become a lot more mountainous, red peaks starting to reach into the sky, and you'll see arches, almost kind of like the natural parks in Utah. As you push through, he points towards what looks to be sort of like a slot canyon. The Red Gulch is where we stay for now. So, we should be there before nightfall.
Oh, that's really close. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the Red Gulch, as far as... Were you asking about the Redland Wood?
Yeah, I guess I was talking about Ilhayud.
Ilhayed is, according to our scouts, roughly a 4 days journey from here.
All right.
If you can ascertain passage through the forest.
Right.
Well, what say we don't get permission to move through the forest? Why don't we just do it anyway?
Be my guest. However, and he kind of like fans out his robes. As you can see, we are not equipped to protect ourselves. So, were there to be any more fiends like you've seen in the Badlands, or aggressive green elves, what would we need to do?
Are green elves just ones to fire and ask questions later?
And Nonary speaks up. Not usually. I am concerned with this perceived aggression that our friend here speaks of.
Well,
That being said, there is an unknown phenomena almost encasing their environment. They could be prone to quick action.
they also could be prone to letting us through to solve said problem.
Well, we have elves. Myself being green. Yourself, I can see it in your eyes. So, if Acid is right, we may be able to pull an edge just by being kin.
Yeah. I'm not green, but
You are still elven.
still elf.
I'm green and not elven.
Wow.
And,
That's worth something.
I think so.
and man speaks up. You are a blessing, just like these. All 4 of you, all 5 of you. So, I wish you the best of luck on your travels. And when we get to the Red Gulch, please, make merry with us. We celebrate and bless you on your journey.
Sure.
And he just kind of like narrows his eyes at you. Blessed you the most. As the day goes on, you can feel the sweltering heat of the dreamer's flame as it churns and spins in the sky. You see other types of life, paratones and other beasts streaking across the sky looking for another meal. You see what looks to be villages out deep on the outskirts, sort of careening towards the mountain paths that you are headed to. As you get closer, you see a few people. They kind of stick their heads out of the windows. They sneak back in. You hear doors shut, and you see eyes just peering out of the shadows of these windows as you get deeper and deeper into these canyons. The red stone starts to surround you and block out the sun. It's immediately cooler, and you can see paths where water has once tread but is now completely evaporated. Lots of small, what look to be caves, divoting and pocketing all these different mountainsides until you see what looks to be an opening ahead of you, light breaching in. And beyond that, you can see what looks to be another village deep in these mountains and many white-robed individuals milling about. So, we're finally here. It's about, we'll say 12-ish if you want like a time. It's early in the afternoon. I assume you guys started your day pretty standard.
Yeah.
How big is this encampment?
This encampment, you're looking at about, let's see. You see about 16 different like houses and homes.
Okay.
Just like not wooden huts, sort of akin to Orin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
All built into either the valleys or these little caves. There's some larger housings that you assume are maybe more important, but this feels like something that has been here for a decent amount of time.
Okay.
Do the townsfolk seem timid upon our arrival?
As you reach into the Red Gulch itself, a couple of them are a little like shy and they back away, and then they start to really like, you get a lot of eyes on your party and they realize that this man is with you, and they start to soften up. A few of their people come closer. One is a dragonborn. They are black scaled with green modeling across their scales. The other looks like a dragonborn, but their snout is a lot more pointed. And where a dragon would normally have like fins and tendrils, they more so have horns. Their eyes are smaller and more slit-like instead of the rounded out point, a cat's eye that dragons have.
Do they look like a lizard?
Yes.
So I would recognize
You
them
would
as a lizard
recognize
person?
this, yes, as lizard folk, which is
Yeah, a lizard person.
strange to you because you only know them from your home. This is your first time seeing one on this continent. And the lizard speaks up. The other one next to them is simply a human. A lizard folk man speaks up with his sultry kind of voice.
So, you have returned, Boto, and you bring friends. Introduce us.
And he
Yeah, Boto.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, these are the people who saved me. Mind you, I didn't catch your names.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm Kane, Sin and Ray.
they nod.
Uren, she.
They continue.
It is nice to see someone else from Jolt, maybe?
Nice, indeed.
And I'm Ersid, but you can call me Air. That's too much.
Not at all. Fast friends are we.
Are these people wearing the white garments of
They are.
Ugunul?
Yes, they all
Everyone
are.
in this village.
Indeed.
Okay.
And you notice as you guys look around, there's a significant lack of standard humanoid citizens. Most of these people are dragonborn or lizard folk.
I'm like, oh, good. I just pull the cloak off and fold it up.
And as you're folding that up, you also notice that there are a couple of UNT milling about.
What do they look like? Sorry.
The UNT,
Yeah.
like Narissa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Sorry.
just kind of snaky, but mostly human.
Snaky,
Right.
lizards, and dragons.
I
Yes.
whispered to Narissa. Narissa, there are so many people. They all look like you. I've never seen so many Narissas before.
And there's like 3.
That's a lot.
No, it is. It is.
I mean, they don't look exactly like me, but similar. I could speak to them, but I don't know. I could try, I guess.
And after that, the lizard folk introduces himself.
Hey, call me Moss Fang. Feel free to call me Moss.
Moss.
Indeed. And might I say, as an elf, I am flattered,
And he sort of bows deeply.
that you have adorned those of our skin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He said he's an elf.
I'm an elf,
Oh.
and I have
As
scales.
As him,
Yeah.
him as an elf. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. When Mossfang points that out, Uren just kind of leans in towards Kane. Just
Smiling. Everyone goes,
Right. Well, yeah, one day they just appeared on me.
Well, you are certainly blessed by Tuanul herself.
Ersid just feels kind of awkward.
I have a lot of horse meat if everyone is hungry.
Well,
Oh yeah, I've got lots of bone. We could make a stew.
please, let us feast tonight for saving our friend and for being our kin.
Our pleasure.
And they all sort of disperse. They give you some bows. Boto kind of stands up.
Well, we'll go to the kitchen. We'll get this feast ready. Please feel free to mill about the rest of us. get acquainted with your family.
Of course.
And he sort of steps away. And he's just kind of speaking like behind him as he walks away.
I will fetch for you all when it is time.
And so, if there's anything you guys want to do in this small village before the feast.
I think Ercid's, I think he's kind of fascinated by the red rock, like the canyon, like the slots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because Iskandia is definitely not like that.
No.
So I think he's just gonna like go on a little walk and just enjoy the sights.
Okay, for sure.
I'll try and talk to the Yuan-Ti, I guess.
Let's see. There's the three of them. There's a woman like yourself. She's completely bald, and sort of just wears her cloak over very less clothing. She wears like a bikini, almost just a two-piece, just hanging out. She nods at you and smiles a toothy grin. There are two men. One of them is a little more portly, and you can start to see like the beginnings of a cowl, almost like a viper coming up their neck. Their head is shaved on the sides, pulled into a top knot. The other one has long hair. He's tall and skinny, and they all have the scales of an almost goldish green color.
Okay. I guess I'll approach the woman. And I'll just start speaking in Yuan-Ti.
What are you saying?
I'm just like, how's it going? Basically, like, whatever greeting that they have.
And they respond in Yuan-Ti.
Well, a sight for sore eyes. Far from home you are.
As are you.
Yes, indeed. But as Tuhanu has made that clear, this is our home, the world.
So you're here. What brought you here, I guess, is my question.
Well, first I would like to ask you, why are you here?
Why are any of us here, really? I just found myself here.
What exactly does that mean?
I woke up here on the shore. I don't know if you're familiar with my tribe. It's very small. I'm sure you come from Dendar worshippers.
Our worshippers? No, not at all. We worship the true Yuan-Ti. That of Senkali. You are not aware.
No.
So, you have been gone for a while, haven't you?
Have I?
Well, if you do not know of Senkali, the holy, and who, then where have you been? Deep in the jungle?
Yes. Worshipping Marshal.
So, an outcast.
You could say that.
You worship the dead and forgotten.
Yes.
Do you see any point in that?
I used to, but maybe not so much anymore.
Then, you should learn of Senkali. Their truth that they bring. A God amongst us, Yuan-Ti, walks amongst us. And so, we all walk the path of that truth. And the truth is about us here. The Tuhanu.
Tuhanul is Yuan-Ti.
Tuhanul is the mother of serpents, the mother of all scaly kind.
Then how have we not heard about her until now?
Well, you come from the back jungle woods. You and the rest like you and your small tribe worship this dead god, fighting each other, thinking they bring him back. Where is he? Not here. Senkali is, and Senkali speaks of Tuhanu.
Right. Well, good talk. I'm going to go take a walk.
Think on what I have said. And if you would like to learn more about our truth, we would be happy to enlighten you.
Of course, I will think it over.
They smile.
I walk away. I'm just like, God fucking damn it. Roasting me for what?
That's the last time I'm gonna be nice to someone.
Jesus.
As a murder hobo from now on. This is
And Ersid, are you like trying to climb up the red rocks? Are you trying to get to the top of this gulch? Or are you just trying to explore these canyons and caverns and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just like, I imagine it's like a slot canyon. So there's a place where a river used to flow through at the bottom, which is where we are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of just walking through the slot, looking at these very sheer rock cliffs.
Okay, awesome. And you're just enjoying the scenes.
Yeah,
Okay.
keeping enjoying the scenes, keeping an eye, looking for anything interesting.
As you mill about, you notice that in the village itself, as you start to kind of like wind past the rock canyons and stick close to the walls around you, the shelves are covered in what looks to be a decent amount of scratchings, art that you can only presume that the villagers have made, depicting all kinds of like dragons and lizards and snakes, all sort of heading down this path that you see. And you find a very thin slot near the back of the village. And as you exit, there's a very small clearing before another slot opens up. And you see a statue reminiscent of, did you get the statue from the Orin Mines? A little bit larger.
Okay.
And surrounding it are all kinds of offerings: gold, food, random gifts, clothing, fabric, things like that. And it's soft, but the smell of sulfur hints at your nostrils. But other than that, you're just enjoying the beautiful, well, hot day that is the Badlands and the Red Gulch.
Okay. I remember that smell. I think.
You do.
I take note of it, but I kind of assume that we're in the company of friends, so I don't think I get too worried about it, but I make note of it. I see the depictions of snakes and stuff on the wall, and I just go, ugh.
And you hear like footsteps behind you. Then you turn and Mossfang's there.
Oh, hey there, Mossy.
Air.
That's right.
Enjoying our art.
Oh yeah, this is a great statue, and what a scenic place to put it. I mean, quite good.
And he licks his lips. You can see his tongue darting around, sort of like he's sniffing. And he nods a little.
There is beauty to be found in destruction, is there not?
Yeah, I kind of just like I go.
You see these badlands, remnants of the age of nightmares,
Mm-hmm.
yet a comfortable place, no?
Sure. I mean, I think that sentient beings, people, can make. I don't want to discriminate, but
My God.
people can make beautiful homes wherever they are. I mean, that's the tenacity of people. I should know firsthand. The tribe that I came from is very nomadic, so they make their homes wherever they go. There's beauty in all types of landscapes.
You seem to think quite beautifully. And for that, I am grateful we have met.
Oh, thanks, Mossy.
Here. Will you offer something to the mother?
Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. Yeah, of course.
No, it is not required. That being said, I think her blessing will suit you well.
Sure. Gotta collect the blessings where they come, So I take out a gold piece and I set it down.
Good. Well, we feast tonight. How long will you and your friends be staying with us?
That's a great question. I think just a night. Yeah.
Really? Well, this is where we live. Though we are to be visited by someone great soon. If you and your friends find yourselves to be believers, feel free to stay, and you will receive a true blessing, physical. And he sort of tugs on his robes.
Oh. Yeah, I'd have to just really reconvene with the group, see what the group wants to do, but, I appreciate all the hospitality. Actually, I'm famished, so maybe, we should go start that stew.
If you would like to start early, then we shall. And he starts to kind of like walk away and go find more of the messengers. Is there anything you two are doing?
Nothing in particular. Urin's just kind of people watching, just enjoying being around more Dragonborn and stuff like that.
Okay, awesome.
I will just gather. Actually, I'll gather the four of us. Do you remember the worth of the wand?
The actual worth of the wand? I believe it was like 200.
It was 200. Yeah, I have that marked down.
I never divvied it out. So I will just get you two together and Narissa, even though you weren't part of this, but you are part of the group, and so I'll take out 50 gold for each of you.
Yay.
This is a well done job, and hopefully, when we get back into some other sort of civilization, we can steal some more things, if you're all up for it.
Certainly. Now, he's just kind of looking at the coins and bouncing them in his hand. Now, did the wager call for us to approach her with as much coin as possible, or simply proof that we had earned more than she had by the end of the month?
I believe it was...
I think it's just earned. I'm there, right?
Yeah. Everyone is
It's
here.
just like total earnings.
Yeah,
So
whoever
I don't
earns the
think that we
most.
have to physically have it there. Although we probably would have to have it physically, or there'd be some kind of receipt or something to show the middleman. Remember, we have to report to him.
Yeah, we are supposed to report to Matthias, but I suppose after we get done with this job, and then we sell whatever we find, we could just show him all of those things.
Right.
We have
Manticore. What?
Well, I guess we could use that.
I don't know. That's part of the adventure. If we sell it, I feel like that counts.
I think it counts. Anything we make.
Yeah, that was the wager. Who can make more money?
Yeah.
Within the month of Lotus Moon.
Right, within the month.
And I think that Matthias said that this 200 did not go toward.
I believe you guys convinced
we
him.
convinced
we
him.
did.
Mm-hmm.
But it also made him count whatever they had made.
Oh, that's
before.
right. Fuck.
Yeah, so that kind of sucked.
In any case, until we have clarified that with Matthias, I think it would be best to spend as little as possible to ensure our best chances at winning.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't imagine that we'd spend that much out here in the boonies.
Probably not.
And inversely, I imagine that once we reach Ilhayed, there will be something of value to be certain.
I sure hope so. This contact. You guys trust him?
Who, Boto?
No. This elf fellow that we're with.
And he's just, you look around and you find Nonary just like interviewing all the different members of Tuhanul, and he's talking a lot to.
Oh, you're talking about Nana.
Like balancing a pencil.
Yeah, no, he's
Do you think he's got the coin? He offered us 10,000 gold for this?
No.
What was
It
it?
was
1,000. Okay.
Yes. I do.
No, I think he's got the coin. I mean, he's come from a prestigious school. I don't take him for a liar, you know. I mean,
Sure.
maybe he's not, traveled the world as much as the lot of us. He's kind of, he's not very street smart,
Yeah.
but I trust him.
Okay.
Kind of a dunce sometimes.
Definitely.
Now you see him balancing a pencil.
It's fine. I can shake him down if we need to, you know?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't pay us, we'll just hold him for ransom.
The school's not going to pay for some fucking guy who doesn't have any worth to them.
If he discovers this plane, then he will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll get a really big grant from the school if he discovers something big. So it would be in our best interest to make sure that he succeeds.
Yes, I agree.
And as you guys say this, you see Nonary walking back. Well, I think I have some great information.
Yeah, you discovered the equilibrium of a pen.
No, this is just a fun trick.
Oh,
Very well done.
Thank you. A man with true sight.
Mm. One eye.
that's ironic.
Yeah, very funny. Very funny.
He shakes
Yeah,
a little
his
giggle
glass
at you.
eye like rolls to the side.
Some have been here, and they are returning here over the night, it seems, with more clear information on the effects of the area. We can stay for the night. We don't need to stay any longer if you do not wish to. However, they may have some valuable information.
Who? More of the people,
The Tuhunu.
the Tunnel people are returning?
There's more. They sent scouts. Apparently, a lot of the influx here is from a smaller sort of scout batch. They've come here to investigate Ilhaid as well. So, there's more numbers, and understand, I will not dock your pay if we add more. This is for you, but if you see worth in them, take advantage.
I didn't get anything out of anyone, so whatever you want to do is fine.
Strength in numbers is advantageous, though I fear it would also slow us down if we added more to our party.
I understand.
Right. When did they say that the scout would be back? Tomorrow?
Somewhere between late night, early morn.
Oh, today.
Yeah.
Today, late night, or
Or early in the morning?
Yeah.
Indeed.
I feel like this is a good place as any to stay.
I think it would be safe. These faithful seem amicable.
Sure.
I've only heard and spoke to them so often. This is the most interaction I've had, and it's very interesting, their beliefs and the way that they approach this idea of Tuhanul.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's a little refreshing to have, well, those with you who appreciate the presence of something greater. Dragons specifically.
Right.
No, I don't particularly think that we need to add to our party, though it could be useful information to just speak with them
Yeah,
before we
absolutely.
leave if they've just been there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Then we stay for a little bit, yes? We stay here for the night.
For the night.
I will go
find the rest of them. I will continue doing research, and I will see you all when we eat.
Yeah.
Great.
And you two are gonna help cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, you guys were providing the meats. If you guys are just providing them, that's fine. If you want to help, you can also help.
Would Ersid be good at cooking?
I know Narissa.
I feel like you would.
Do you have survival?
I do have survival.
That's how I would base cooking.
That's what I thought you would say. So yeah, I'll help out.
Okay. Awesome. So let's give these fools advantage.
Got +7 survival.
Wow.
So strong. So good.
So
If you want to roll it, you can roll it at advantage.
All right.
You can lead the way. They're willing to accept your help.
Such survive.
23.
23. This is a badass stew. Like, it reminds you of home. Not often did you get horse meat, but when you did, it was quite tender, quite delicious. You used the bones to make a broth, and the manticore bones happen to add this sort of like eggy, but also spicy.
I knew they'd be
flavor.
spicy. I knew it.
And like an almost bitterness that simply becomes savory as the broth mixes with the horse meat. It's good stuff. You guys have a wonderful night. Moss Fang gives you guys a small speech to thank you for bringing Boto back and to bless you all with Tuhanul. And as he's speaking, a lot of the other followers give you these small white bands that they place around your neck, essentially to protect you in your travels. The night goes on. Are any of you doing washes or anything you want to do before the next morning?
I'd like to talk to Moss Fang.
Okay. You find Moss Fang, and he's out under the stars, sort of walking around. You don't see him taking advantage of like a house or homestead or anything like that. And as you approach,
Hell,
Hello.
Kane,
That's my name.
the Black.
I suppose now. Why do you all seem so invested in my look now?
Well, would you say it is common for one of yours?
and he sort of like taps at his own scales, making like a very sharp sound.
Mm. I suppose not, but I don't think that it means it's a blessing that you all seem to think it is.
You hear a voice in the back of your head.
Do you not feel blessed? Do you not feel stronger? Are we not friends?
And Mosfang,
I would say it's a blessing. Tuhanul paints you in her visage. Your eyes, beautiful, like the twilight sky.
Mm.
Your skin, like darkness, protecting you from the false light.
The false light.
Othia.
Mm. They are bastards. That we agree on.
They could be better.
Do you think Tuhanul is going to bring an end to this Othian oppression? When all is said and done and she has brought back X amount of dragons, however many they be.
Have you ever met a giant?
No.
Some harbor intelligence. Others are crude. Unlike Tuhanul's children, the dragons think. They understand and empathize. wouldn't you want someone who's willing to understand you, to be your god?
Well, never really thought much about gods. You know, I've never seen anything brought down from the heavens or given by people who pray. My magic is from me. You know, I do it. It's not given to me by anyone.
What if I told you all magic is everyone's? That all magic exists around us, surrounds us, uses you as a channel. Could you imagine what it would be like to be born from that energy?
And that's dragons.
A toothy grin crosses across Mossfang's face.
You can tell by Ilhayed, can't you?
Well, I think that's why we're going.
Into the storm.
Yeah. Whatever's happening out there.
It is all connected.
You think maybe another dragon could be being born there?
I think the capital of Dragonborn, direct children of our superiors, must carry some strength. It's left over, like a ghost, and now it's become free, uncontained. Why?
Suppose I'll find out in a few days.
I would like to see what our scouts say when they return.
One more question about your people.
They nod.
Are you followers of a certain color?
So, you have met the Speaker's children, and you would like to know what color we are. Before I answer that, why does that matter?
Just curious.
Then, I can tell you, we follow Green Talon Kanua.
And are they here?
Kanua leads by example, heading the scouts into Ilayid. They will return. I have told your friend, Air, that they are free to receive Tuhanu's blessing, to become part of our faith. The power to indict that right belongs to Kanua and the other masks, as you can see.
And what do you receive?
Protection, community, and truth. That when Tuhanu does return, and I believe she will, these white robes are proof that we are a people who are not a threat.
Wearing the white flag.
We have surrendered to Tuhanu, to Elbrin and its oncoming form.
Well, this has been very enlightening.
is all I can hope to do, dear Cain. The Black.
Well, I suppose I'll see you around the dinner circle.
The dinner circle.
See you.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a table.
There's tables, there's all kinds of things.
Could
I
be
assume this was
square, could
happening
be a
after.
rectangular
Right.
dinner.
You know,
You know.
I suppose I'll see you at dinner then.
Indeed.
As I'm walking away, I'll take that band and I'll tie it on my left arm.
Nice. Quite obvious.
Mm.
Good. You get no looks. Anything else before the night's over?
I guess I'll pull Nonnery, I guess, like right as everyone's going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you. Do you want to take a walk?
Oh, yeah, sure. Can we stay in the Gulch?
Yes. What, are you worried I can't protect you?
I would rather you not have to.
It's fine.
No, after you. And he bows.
She just keeps going.
And he walks slightly behind you.
Now
Wait,
that
you didn't bow back.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, good.
No. What?
Good.
Now that you know what I am under the mask, you seem to know a lot of things. About a lot of things.
I only know what I know. But as a scholar, we tend to know more than the average man.
Well, you know more than me. And I don't hardly know anything.
So, what is it that you think that I know?
You might not. But even if you could point me in the right direction, it could be helpful. You see, you know how you on TR normally, right?
There is well documented evidence of UNT nature, yes?
I'm not like that.
I am aware.
I mean that. How do I put it? You feel things, right? You get sad when bad things happen. You get scared when
I'm
something scares you.
generally scared, yes.
I am too. Well, not scared. But,
Sad?
yes.
What happened?
Lots of things. There was a person that I cared about who turned on me and tried to kill me. And even though it was supposed to happen like that, it still hurt that he did it.
But you survived, yes?
And she'll kind of pull like the thing aside so that you can see the really crazy scar. I don't know how though. My question is, what happened to me? Where do I start to figure it out?
Well, first, before I start spouting theories, what do you think you know at the moment?
I know that something speaks to me in my head.
He starts taking notes. Is that all?
It's opalescent. It is white and rainbow and feathered.
What speaks to you?
Whatever it is, that's part of what it looks like.
And you're asking me what this entity is?
Or where it could be from, or what. Just anything. I'm at a loss.
Nerissa, I am sorry. Not that I don't have any ideas, but I will assure you I have nothing concrete.
It's fine. Nobody does. Anything will work.
There are gods, yes? Celestial beings.
Yes.
Generally, throughout the different cultures, elven, human, even these messengers here, they tend to be bright. They tend to be white. The idea of feathers and wings is very popular, as owning the sky is true freedom and thus true control. So maybe whatever you're seeking is celestial in nature. It has blessed upon you feelings absent from the rest of your people
Yes.
that allow you to not only feel hurt or scared, but care and protect. I think that is the strongest power of feelings. And I think that is the traits we like to admonish upon these gods. So if they are giving that to you, it's something good. Nothing evil or nothing chaotic would provide that to you if it didn't want you to protect. So maybe find what it is you're protecting. Maybe learn from the emotions that you feel. And that will guide you to whatever entity it is that seems to survive inside of you.
Or chose me to survive. I don't know.
Is that not a blessing? Is it not a good thing that you are alive when you should supposedly be dead by the hands of a traitor?
I suppose. Every day feels better than the last.
And he smiles. Hold on to that feeling. I think that is what is guiding you. And the better you feel, the closer you'll get to your answer.
Thank you. And if you come up with anything more concrete, don't be afraid to let me know.
I will expand my studies, dear Narissa.
Thank you.
Of course. So,
Yeah.
and the night goes by. No watches, no anything else. Okay. Morning begins to dawn upon you all. Darker than most, as you're covered by the sheer cliffs of these slot canyons. Ersid, you notice that smell of sulfur is gone. Nowhere near to be found. There's a small commotion outside. You hear doors opening, people sort of like cheering and talking. And as you guys get up and look out from your lodgings, there are 3 individuals making their way back through the slots. 2 of them, lizard folk. Unlike Mossfang, these 2 are green, very brightly colored green. Their eyes red, very striking in the shadows cast by the cliffs. And in the middle, you see a man, presumably larger than both of these lizard folk, with their mask sort of worn as a pauldron upon their shoulder. And it's very smooth, and the face is speckled with all kinds of different colors, very large openings for the eyes, and instead of coming complete to like chin, it simply turns into the top half of a skull with fangs dripping down. Their face, however, is mottled. Their eyes yellow, as almost they have leprosy.
A kidney disease? Or no liver?
Yeah. Their skin with haphazard scales across them, and the most clear visual you see of this person is that they seem to have maybe removed their nose and 2 slits sit in place. They are completely bald with what looks to be sharp protrusions clearing from each side of their forehead. They speak out to their crowd. Well, looks like we made it back, my friends. There's much to be seen in the Redland Valley. And even more in Ilhayat. And trust me, we will get in there. Indeed. So, we're alive. Why don't we all celebrate? Yes? I smell food.
Oh, God. He can smell.
And you can see.
let's.
Yes, no.
You just cut it off.
Just you don't cut off your olfactory glands.
No, you don't.
And they come in and you see them, and Mossfang sort of goes up to them and you can see them talking, and he like slaps them on the back and they're just having a good time.
I'm gonna go over to Kane, and I kind of just whisper, and I say, "Did you smell any sulfur yesterday?"
No, not that I recall.
There was it was faint, but it was discernible. But now, I didn't think anything of it. But now that it's gone, I don't know. It just seemed odd to me.
Right.
And sulfur reminded me of,
Oren.
right. I mean, I also didn't think much about it because, these are reptilian type people, messengers of Tunul, obsessed with dragons and such.
Right.
But I was just wondering if someone else smelt it.
I don't think so.
With the history of the world and your specific past edging the Badlands, one other thing definitely comes to mind with the smell of sulfur, and that is fiends.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it reminded me of Oren. It reminded me of the dragon. But I don't know how much you know about the Badlands, but it also reminded me of several instances when I've come across fiends in the Badlands.
Does Kane know really anything about fiends?
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Okay. Oh, fuck. That's a 10.
That's a 10. You would know that the Othian Church simply despises them, sees them as sort of like a sickness of the earth left over from the Yuan-Ti, spawning from all kinds of different dimensions, and that they're not local to Elbrin as a planet or a plane. But other than that, you don't know any specifics.
Okay. Well, that's rather odd. Not being natural.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it's also, I suppose, possible that you get the smell of sulfur from just like geothermal.
Sure, but
geography.
why wouldn't it be here now?
That's right.
Did
It
the
disappeared.
earth just change?
Right. Right.
Fiend has to be.
Or something. I
Something.
don't know.
Or a dragon.
Or,
And like,
or a dragon is fucking under this fucking...
Good God.
Right.
Like,
right.
we found another one, That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
That they've got one stashed here.
sure.
and as you guys are having this conversation, you can see that Nonary has already got up to go speak to Kanawa, and he's sitting there taking notes, and they keep looking back at you guys.
Uren would have wanted to talk to Kanoa too, so he'd be there as well.
Okay, awesome.
The only
Yeah.
what little knowledge I have on dragons is that, you know, color based. They do different things,
Oh.
and the black one was the weird acid clouds or whatever he did.
Was that the one in Odin? He was black.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the other colors do. I've never seen one.
We
From
could
what
talk to
I've
Nana
heard
today.
of dragons.
Yeah. All right. Just wanted to tell someone.
Yeah. Well, perhaps Uren knows what they do.
And you pull up and you kind of catch up behind Nonnery. And he's talking. And he says, well, Mossfang, who was this?
These are mercenaries, a scholar, and a child of Tuhanul. They are venturing to Eliad.
Nonnery, yes, we are. And we heard that you had scouted the Redolent Valley and maybe Ilhayat itself, and I would just like to know if you experienced any of the magical phenomena in the area. And, well, any information would be beautiful. And Kanawa looks down, and as you get up there, you can see that Kanawa is roughly like 6'6", 6'7",
God.
reasonably strong build.
Reasonably.
Looking down at you, and he looks at Nonnery and he looks at you, and he sort of kind of like sniffs out his two slit like nostrils, and like some gunk hits the ground.
Ew.
You use big words. Are you trying to say that that place is crazy? Yes, because it is. It's absolutely batshit insane.
He is saying that. He's saying that there is planes. I don't know what that means, but it means that the magic is weird. Was the magic weird?
Well, I'm sorry. Are you one of ours? You don't look familiar.
No, I came with, and I just point broadly.
That's weird. One of you just running around like it's not something, like it's not a death wish.
Oh, I cover myself.
Be cooler if you didn't.
Oh.
Damn. Narissa is just getting fucking shit on by these people, bro, and they're her people.
Oh, God.
We like the boldness. This is our world, is it not?
Is it the death wish or not? I'm just confused.
Well, I mean, is it not more interesting if you go out into the world, death wish branding on your chest like some kind of fucking tattoo, and no one kills you? That's me. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So get out there and show him your stuff, and he like pats you a little too hard. And you, Dragonborn.
Yeah. When Nonnery introduced him, just as they were talking, Uren did bow.
Mm-hmm. And he just kind of like looks at you.
Yeah. Greetings, Kanua. I wanted to speak to you, and I'm glad I waited long enough to meet with you personally. As I've been speaking with your people here, they are fine people. I enjoy their company, and I wish to know more about Tuhanul and the return of dragonkind. Though I confess my ambitions and my path lies elsewhere. And I was wondering if you could inform me before my friends and I leave. We will be departing shortly. Is there anything one outside of your faith can do to prepare, or perhaps prepare to welcome the dragons back?
I don't know. Have yourself some gold ready. Have yourself some food ready. Maybe pick up some lodgings. If things get crazy out there, you might want to find a place to stay. Well, who knows what's going to happen when the dragons come back. I mean, you've seen Orin.
Indeed. Though not actively malicious, the return of the dragons does promise to be tumultuous, and I hoped to consult with, dare I say, an expert before I left.
Yeah, this man's an expert on everything.
An expert? Me? Nah. Just a believer, like you. And he sort of like hunches down to your level.
Just the how to talk to short people meme.
Yeah.
His
And like
legs
he
get
puts his
really
hand
far
on
apart.
like, yeah, his legs bow out.
You're
and
not
he
even
puts-
particularly that short. He's just really tall.
Uren's kind
It's
of.
kind of short.
Is it?
Uren's like 5 foot.
That guy's over a foot taller than Uren.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He puts his hands on his thighs and he like looks you up and down. You see, it's people like you why we do this. You haven't been caught. You're not a slave. Shit, you have freedom. Doesn't that feel great? Yet your kind and your brethren all running around, tails chopped off by this church, saying, "Ooh, giants."
Yes. Yeah, like as he says that, Uren does kind of just like subconsciously just kind of lift his tail up and grab the end of it with his hand.
Gives an amen.
Right.
See, I think that's bloody right fucked up.
Indeed, indeed.
Now, if you're with the church, wouldn't be surprised if the dragons fucked you right up the ass. Simple as that. Look, these dragons, these giants, that's deep. That's blood. Lots of blood was shed. That's why our kin, our family's all gone. So with them coming back, best assume that if you decided to choose oil instead of blood, that set your ass on fire.
Wow.
I see. I see. I'll take that into account. You profess not to be an expert, though you have more wisdom than you give yourself credit for. And I dare say that they don't give one of those to just anyone. And he points to the mask on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, you like this? Shit. Me too. I think it's fun. And they
There's an
tried to,
audible snort from Ersid.
and he stops and stands up very straight and looks at you. Yeah, you don't think this is cool, mate?
No, it is. It's great. No,
Yeah,
it's very cool.
sure it is. Not to you, is it?
No,
You think this is a whole bunch of bullshit, don't you?
the mask? I just said the mask was cool.
Yeah, did you mean it though?
I guess you'll never know. But
What's your name?
Ersid, but you can call me Air.
I'd rather not.
Good.
Good.
You
I
can call
don't.
me Ersid.
I'd rather not call you anything. If you're gonna be in here with my people, from me, being rude, snorting.
Being rude. I'm sorry, mate. I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Roll persuasion or deception.
Oh, fuck.
However you truly feel.
Okay. 14.
Are you persuading or are you deceiving?
I'm persuading.
Okay. And he turns around and he shoots another set of snot just at the ground.
God.
Yeah, wrong foot. I'm sorry. You see, I got death wish too. But you don't like it when you have that. They snort and they laugh at you just for being a believer. So I apologize for responding so impolitely. And he sticks his hand out. Kanua, Green Talon.
And I shake his hand. No, I'm sorry I snorted. I wasn't laughing because you're a believer or anything like that. Your people have been very hospitable, and I've got nothing but the best. I'm very appreciative. I don't. If you want me to be honest, and I don't mean to make this rude, but I was snorting because, if I may, the rest of the people here. You're just very different than the rest of the Tunul people that I've met. I mean, everyone else here seems to have such a reverent and reserved, demeanor, and yet you're very different. And so I just found that surprising.
Guess it do come as a surprise. I like to wear my shit on my chest. the good and the bad.
You and me both.
And he sort of like punches you in the shoulder. Look at you, doing better than me. And he like points at like all the haphazard scales across his body. And like when he says this, he smiles, and y'all notice that he has like his teeth look human, but there are 4 fangs up and down that look like they have been like pierced over his original canine teeth. And like closer inspection, he doesn't have eyebrows; they're just plates. There, the fuck.
So yeah, like now that we're close to him, do these look like something what happened to Kane? He's like growing scales and more draconic or whatever features, or
Body modded.
or was it, or does it strike me more as like
He's done all this shit to
yeah.
himself.
It definitely it's obvious that he's done this to himself. None of it looks like natural at all, especially with like the lack of symmetry, and like you can sort of like see wounds in certain areas where he's tried to augment himself.
Gotcha.
Is he even a what race is he? Or is he like trying to
Roll nature.
be something else? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, roll nature. I think
13.
13. I would say it's not exactly clear if he is human or elf, but you lean human because of how sort of stocky he is rather than being live, but he does have the pointy ears and things like that. But that even itself might be a body mod.
Right.
Okay.
Definitely not of scaly kind.
Okay.
You claim to not be an expert in these draconic matters, but how do you find yourself the speaker of these people?
How did I find the speaker?
No, yourself. You have the mask.
Oh, well, that's what you mean. How did I? Well, I think I'm just devout. And when something needs to get done, we do it. How much do you know about us, mate?
Well, not much.
What do you know about Orin?
A bit.
A bit.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I was there.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Fucking. Fuck you. 17.
17. You were there, eh?
Yeah.
So you seen him. All his beauty.
Sure. Well. Beauty.
Just like you.
I feel like I'm more put together than he was.
That's funny, mate. This guy's funny. I really like him.
Oh yeah.
He like nods and he laughs and like smacks you on the back. You see, I think they told you. Agni is not the only one.
Yeah.
It was me. Found the first one.
You found the first one.
Yeah. What, you don't believe me?
No.
First one, there was another dragon before Agony.
Yeah, I know you heard about him. Out there in the Maw of Dead Men.
The Maw of Dead Men.
Indeed.
You found this dragon. You brought it out.
As in... So wait.
Was it?
I brought it. No, mine was there.
But
Hands.
Mans was chilling.
yeah. The dragon was already living.
Speaking, even. Talking to me about all kinds of things. They thought I was crazy. They say, oh, look, there goes Kanu again. Talking to birds. Talking to rats. And I said, no. There's something here talking to me through the birds and the rats, and they thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
But, like, why else would rats and birds talk to you?
What color?
Oh, of the dragon?
Yeah.
And he shrugs his shoulder. Green, mate.
Green.
Yeah, like an emerald.
Do you have an orb?
What'd you say?
Do you have an orb?
You're just talking at normal volume in front of all of us, huh?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know I have an orb.
I do. Oh, I do know you have an orb. That's right.
What's this you speak of? An orb.
Is the dragon talking to you or not?
Well, he talks to me when I'm there.
From his own toothy maw.
I seen him, yeah.
Okay.
What you implying?
I just really was wondering if you
Can I roll insight?
really found the
Sure.
first dragon.
Also, do I recognize more of dead men? Like where that might be?
talked about
Yeah, you've talked about it before.
Isn't that where the red cloaks were going?
That is where
Yeah,
the Red Wizards were going, and then Black Soul Pond said that they had a tribe there as well.
I rolled a 22.
You rolled a 22.
Yeah.
What exactly are you inside?
I don't know about Kane's little secret, but I just get the feeling that what's his name? Kanua. He's kind of being skittish. Like I'm just wondering if I can tell that he's beating around the bush and not answering, or like kind of playing dumb.
It is unfortunately obvious that he is just like, oh, I don't know anything. What are you talking about? Why would I know things?
Okay.
Or at least that's how it feels to you.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, I talked to him. Sorry, what was your question?
Do you have an orb? A green orb? Did you see one there?
No, I don't have an orb. Do you have an orb?
I do.
Do I believe him when he says that he doesn't have one?
Are you just using your passive insight?
Like once talk of orbs and just this whole thing, Uren's ears that he doesn't have perked up, and he's been paying a lot closer attention. So I think he'd be a little more active.
What is your passive insight?
My passive insight is 11.
11? You definitely, like, he doesn't seem like he's lying about not having an orb.
Okay.
Is that? So you have one. Why?
Why? Because I picked it up. Because I let the dragon out.
What the fuck, mate? Why aren't you roaming with us? How come I haven't met you before, Mr. Unleashing of Agonir?
I've got my own people.
And yet,
The black unleasher of dragons.
and you just keep it? Why? That's not yours.
It is mine.
That's a little fucked up, mate. You just want to go around stealing things?
Not stealing.
Yes, stealing. That's not your orb.
Given
Excuse me.
by Agonir himself.
Bullshit.
You think I let a dragon out and stole its orb and lived to tell the tale to you today?
Roll persuasion with advantage.
That's pretty compelling.
That's basically a success.
23.
Well, this isn't news to me. I feel like I should have been updated with this sort of information.
Perhaps I should wear that mask.
Now it's fucking green.
Well, Black Soul Pond didn't want to give me her mask either.
What you do in Black Soul Pond?
Nothing. We just talked.
You're revealing all sorts of information.
I'm gonna take your friend here. And I'm gonna talk to him
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Come. What the fuck was your name?
Kane.
You sit with me. And like he walks you like to that slot, back where that statue of Tuhanu is.
People always want to talk to Kane by themselves.
Okay. So when they do this, Uren is going to, he's going to duck behind a building.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to send Kanira to listen to them.
I'm gonna need you to roll stealth for you and roll stealth for Connie Ra.
Spying on your friends?
That's crazy.
To be fair, I'm spying on Kanua, so.
Narissa lays on the ground and puts her hands on her face.
Successfully blocking out the sun.
Stealth, 1 sec. Okay. I got a 13, and she got a 7.
Okay, sounds good to me. So you kind of duck behind a building, you look around, you don't really see anyone like watching you.
Do I notice we're in duck behind a building?
You definitely beat his stealth checks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you pop Connie Ra out, give her instructions, and she sort of like flies low and starts jumping behind different people in the crowd until finally she makes her way near the crevice that leads to the next slot, and starts like scaling the wall so she can get a good ear.
Can I stealth behind Urin?
Absolutely.
Probably very easily, because he's blind.
It's gonna be a 25.
Okay, awesome. Urin, you have no idea.
I'm like really close, but he has no idea.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're very focused on this spying at hand.
Well, mate, let's see then.
I'm thinking in my head, trying to talk to the voice.
Well,
Should I show him?
why not?
I don't want him to take it.
Why?
Because it's mine.
No,
What?
it's mine.
Sure. But,
Why?
hmm?
Why should I let you keep it?
Why should you not?
Tell me, do you plan on keeping me in here?
I'll do what you want, but
Yeah,
you have to tell me how.
by giving me to him.
What the fuck?
You do not know the ways.
This fucker doesn't know the ways.
He knows those who do.
Well, I will get you there.
Roll persuasion.
Fuck.
What are you doing, mate? Why are you going to show me the old...
Can you...
Mrs. Thinks a lot. What the fuck?
18.
You promise me right now. You prove that you will let me escape these confines.
I've already let Eigenhair out.
Eigenir was there. Eigenir was asleep.
And after we moved you off of the pedestal, he came awake.
You took me from him.
And he gave you to me.
No, I was a sweet lullaby. He was caught up in his own escape from his dream. And I would like to live my dream. So, Cain, Selen Ray, this is your one and only chance. I will let you hold on to the orb. But if ever I see another light out of this tunnel, you will take me there.
Sure.
Voice disappears.
Anyway,
Come on, let's see it.
I'll pull it out of my bag.
Yeah. Wow, that's a fucking real deal.
Have you seen one before?
Yes, I've fucking seen one before. Why do you think I'm so fucking interested in yours?
The green one.
Well, fuck yes.
And where is it now?
With the dragon. Where it should be.
I'm gonna put it back in my bag.
And you see them and they kind of like look between you and your bag just a little. But they focus on you. What the hell are you doing with that? Is that?
Hmm? I think so.
Well, you make it look so easy.
Well,
So you're telling me all I have to do is get an orb, hang around with it, and I too can be holy.
you want to be like this.
Look at me, mate. I'm fucking great.
Yeah. Great.
Roll deception.
Looking good.
To be even more like that, to even be even more like two of those children, that's what I live for, mate. And like he shows you his hand, you can see like scales coming down, and he's ripped out all of his fingernails and replaced them with what looks to be shards of claws.
Jesus Christ. It is a little intoxicating.
Intoxicating. It's fucking addicting. I mean, even just now, I feel like I could breathe just a cloud of fucking miasma. And if those fucking Weiss Guardian knights were to breathe it in, their betrayal and their weakness would show quite clearly.
Most definitely.
Oh. Let's say, who else knows
What?
the human orb?
A few people?
Who are these few people?
Why are you so concerned?
Because you shouldn't have that.
Yes, I should.
Who knows? And he stands up and you can see him clenching his fist.
Ikeneer knows.
Oh. Persuasion.
Yeah, that's a crafty lie.
I think Eigenir knows.
No, I know he does.
But I see what you're saying.
It's a half truth.
It is.
13.
Okay. And who else?
My friends.
It's not enough. Does he know?
Who?
You know who.
He knows.
He let you keep it?
That's why I still have it.
What the fuck, mate?
He speaks to you?
The speaker? Of course he speaks to me.
Oh.
He speaks to everyone.
Right. Yeah, and he let me keep it.
Roll deception.
The speaker did!
Yeah, but he sees a disconnect.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Come on. Oh, that's really good. 27.
What the and he starts like pacing around and like looking around. That's shit could have fooled me. This is all insane. Absolutely. So are you're not one of us?
No.
But you should be.
Do
If
I
the
know-
speaker's letting you keep the orb,
Yeah.
if Eigenir is letting you keep the orb,
Mm.
why aren't we not working together to bring Tuhunul back?
Tuhanul works in mysterious ways, mate.
Yeah. Wow. Wouldn't have guessed you'd be working through a mug like you.
Me either.
All right, then. Then maybe you are exactly the variable we need to get into Illhead.
That's where we're going.
So, if the speaker's letting you keep that orb, Hagen is letting you keep that orb. Look, I'm known for being a free agent, mate. So, to convince me to let you keep that orb, you stay in contact, and you will let us know what you find in Illhead, yeah?
Sure.
All right. I'm coming with you.
You're coming with us.
Yeah. Well, how else am I supposed to keep an eye on you?
Please don't. I'm already so sad.
You know,
I'm so tired of this guy.
it's really only a small group of us that needs to go. More feet, more mouths to feed, slow going.
I got my own food, mate.
Yeah, but we work as a group. You know, we're already really tight knit. We've got our own combos and all that. So why don't you stay here? You're on the way back. I'll see you later.
Roll persuasion.
Fuck. 14.
Yeah, no, I think I'm coming, mate.
No, she cries.
Yeah. Let's go tell your friends. And we're going to take a break, you guys. See you guys in a bit. What is up, y'all? We are live. Views from the dungeon. Thanks for coming back. Hope you guys had a good break. Got to get a lot off your chest. We got a lot to talk about here. Stuff has happened. You'll see the update in chat. I think we are gonna go ahead and just get back into it, yeah?
Hey, Urin, what are you doing?
Oh, okay. So, he actually doesn't hear you because he is blind and deaf, looking through Connero's senses.
Perfect. So I say that, and like you don't turn around.
Nope.
And then I'm like, and I shake him a little bit.
And Uren like turns, is looking around again, doesn't see anything, and he comes back. He's like, don't scare me like that. What is it?
What are you doing? You taking a nap?
No, I wanted to make sure that Kane wasn't in any danger.
I won't roll inside. But, all right. Why can't you? Can you see me?
Now I can. Yes.
Do you go inside the mind of your little dragon?
Not her mind per se. I can simply experience whatever she sees and hears, at the expense of leaving myself vulnerable.
Clearly.
Yes.
I could have killed you.
I very much appreciate that you didn't.
I could have slit your throat.
Air said the chill.
Yeah. Right.
But you do that with magic, right? It's all magic.
Yes. After it's a particular kind of magic.
Well, you know, I just thought it was so fun. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't have a chance. But you know, when we were fighting that manticore, I felt something. I don't know if it was magic, but I felt something. It felt.
What did it feel like?
It felt like there is another, like a part of my body that wasn't a part of my body, you know? And it like went into the arrow. And the arrow, like, it seemed kind of like to turn color.
Interesting. And that sounds not unlike what Uren's done when I like how it feels like when Uren uses magic.
Yes.
Like you could see the connection there.
Absolutely.
Fascinating. And you channeled it through the arrow itself.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had no like real intention. I just was like really focused, you know, like I was in the zone, and like it just happened. It was. I just never felt anything like that before. Is that magic?
It may well be. When we get a moment, you should see if you can replicate it.
All right.
But
Oh, this is exciting.
It is indeed.
And Larissa, you see Kane and Kanua walking back, and he like shifts through the crevice, and Nana is just like, what do you think happened?
Nothing good.
I mean, Kane is okay, is he not?
He's usually okay.
We should, and then you see Kanua, and he raises his arms out wide. Well, look what we have here, mates. The messengers of Tuhanu are back at it again. Specifically me and my boys. Going back to Ilhaid with the company of these 5 pristine individuals here. Whoa. And then you start hearing them like cheering. They're like, yeah. Ooh.
Kanua.
Yeah, mate.
You said you would come along.
Well, just by myself. Why in the hell would I do that?
There's enough of us.
Sure, for you. We're going to be working together, mate. Like, we should work. I mean, I don't see any reason. It's just going to be 2, I scale and then the other one.
Him and his friends.
Sorry. What? His name was Ice Scale?
Yes, I scale right there, and that one is, oh, fuck. And he's just like, Branch.
Your name's Branch.
Yes.
He name you that?
No,
Okay.
my name is Branch, and the other one, and I am Ice Scale.
Okay, so you two make sense.
What?
What?
Your demeanors.
Oh, mate, yeah, here talking about how I'm acting again.
No, I
What
just
is that a problem? I'm sorry. I am excited to be going on this adventure with you. I'm sorry. That's too much restraint.
No, that
mate.
was great. No, that was really good.
No, that's a little too much for
Nah,
me.
just keep practicing. You'll get it.
I am excited to be going on this. Anyway, we're going on a journey. You and your mates, me and my mates.
And I just shoot Kane a luck.
As they do that, Uren does pipe up. Perhaps you maybe have help to us. As I understand it, the elves seem to be barring entry to Il-Hayed. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, they're talking all kinds of crazy mess about, I don't know, elves going missing, and then it's a storm, it's some kind of curse, and they're protectors of Il-Hayed or something.
So they let you through.
No,
How did you make it pass?
we didn't. They caught us at the edge of the Redolent Valley, and they said, "Ooh, oh," and that's when they said all that.
You
Great
are,
story. Great.
you
Really good.
are so full of shit.
What, mate?
You said it was batshit crazy out there.
Yeah, it
In the
was.
forest?
Yeah, it's actually crazy. Look, Ice Scale came, started casting the magic, was trying to heal because, well, crazy stuff. And then we got poked by a couple of them elves, right? Well, I ain't healed. And he points at his arm. That's a burn.
You didn't heal.
That's a burn.
The magic burned you?
Instead of healing me, like I know I've heard of like cauterization, but that isn't what happened, mate. That was just, it hurt.
Good thing I can just trust my weapon and I don't have to cast any spells.
Yeah. Well,
Uren sweats loudly.
yeah, same.
You can see the magic, mate. It's weird. The forest has no sky.
All right. Well,
Before
are
we
you guys?
And then Nonnery like pokes up and he's like, wait, what exactly do you mean? This is very interesting.
Yeah, no.
And like
you're
Ersid
right.
looks at you, Conoway looks at you. And Mark, I'll continue. You
Please.
sound like you had something to say.
Well, I was just gonna ask if you guys are ready to go.
You want to go now? We can leave.
We can talk on the way.
Real quick. Anybody in your little commune here make weapons?
Make weapons.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find somebody. These fools here quite well talented with their hands. And Branch kind of like opens up their robe, and you can see a bunch of like wooden daggers lining a belt that they've made.
Is there perhaps a crossbow in the vicinity?
I have an extra short bow.
Crossbow, and he like looks at Branch. That's outside of my expertise.
Did you ask that question?
Great. Yeah.
I've got a short bow. Can you use a short bow? Do you? I mean, yes or no? Do you know how to use one?
You
or no?
know, I don't. I'm not really well versed in a short bow.
Well, mate, we got a couple of days before we even make it to the forest, even closer to your high. Let's learn you how to use a short bow, yeah?
Fuck.
Yeah, I'll teach you, Kane. Don't worry. I'll show you how to do it.
It sure as hell won't be me.
A cute
Yeah, what do you do?
montage of that.
You see when we get out the slots, mate.
Sure.
I whispered to Kane. I said he blows his snot on his opponents.
Ugh.
And like as you say that, he shoots more snot into the ground. Well, we ain't out here.
He's so allergic to everything or something. Like, why is he so mucusy?
He has an illness.
There's
He's sick, yeah.
He is sick.
He doesn't have any nose hairs to like stop anything from coming in. You know,
Why
he
is
doesn't have any
so
protection.
Mucusy.
It must be so easy for him to take his COVID test.
Yeah.
Ugh, just right in there.
Straight in.
Oh God.
So, anyway, like I was saying, there's no sky in there. We can do this. We can walk and talk, but it
Yeah,
might be.
let's go.
do it,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Move out.
photosynthesis, yes, yeah.
And he's,
Here, Kane, take this short bow.
Okay.
I'll show you how to use it.
He like holds it wrong.
he
Yeah.
turns around. And he's like, Connor was like, "Well, ice scaling twig here. We're gonna make it back. We're gonna be safe by the protection of these 4, 5 individuals, blesseds of Tuhanul, all of us. Be safe." And he just kind of like walks away, and they just kind of like looking at him. A couple of them are smiling and just like, okay, and then they just go back to their day. So, anyway, yeah, no, there's no really, it's actually really strange, I guess you could say, that there's no sky. It's more like clouds when they shouldn't be. All kinds of colors. You ever seen like a rainbow?
Yeah.
Good. I just needed to make sure you had a frame of reference. It's kind of like that, but not as many colors, and they just morph and turn.
So it's not a rainbow.
It is a multicolor palette of clouds wisping around in the sky.
Alright. Yeah, I'll just have to see it.
That's pretty weird.
When we get there.
See it to believe it.
It's strange, and I tell you, that's what's got these elves all worked up, and then a tizzy.
Okay.
So we go in there, magic, you can see it. It's weird. You ever seen, like, magic come from someone's hands?
Once or twice.
Well, imagine, let's say, what's a popular spell? People out here talking about, they'll guide you.
Yeah.
You can see that. You can see the energy and aura come from one person and transfer to another. But the worst part of that is it's like the clouds, mate. Upon transference, you see it change.
The clouds.
The aura. You always seen the clouds change. I mean, if you're looking up in the sky, you're always seeing the clouds changing. But anyway, it's weird. Like, let's say Ice Fang right here, Ice Scale. It's like blue.
Yeah.
She touches me. Now it's red.
So you're saying like, and she casts poison spray just like out of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to do that, maybe it would become fire.
Maybe. Or maybe it would turn into water. Or maybe it'd turn into bats. Not entirely sure.
Bats.
What the fuck?
Bats are they're a little flying.
I know
creature.
what the
Oh.
bat is.
Anyway, and you guys finally make it out of like a couple of slots as he's been talking, and you see as the expanse opens back up to the east, you can start to see where the dead wood starts to become more alive, and these reddish almost pine trees start to appear behind them. In front of you to the north, you can see the icy peaks of the cold north, and you can kind of see what looks to be a mire that you can only assume is the Moor of Dead Men. But you see just like, I would say a couple 100 miles north, you can start to see life come back to the land and out. He says, that's where we're headed on a couple of days. And next to the cliffs where they have stationed up is a cart with 3 very large lizard-like quadrupedal creatures, all attached to these carts, saddled up. A couple of them are green and like have horns coming out of their snout, and then the one in the middle is more of like an olive color with frills and spines coming out of its arms, and almost kind of like a cobra cowl coming from its neck to its head.
Do I recognize them at all?
These seem a little different. You've seen like guard drakes and things like that before, but these ones have more of a, almost, for lack of a better word, pizzazz to them.
Okay, a little extra.
Yeah, they seem, as far as Chult goes, these would be considered exotic, but you can assume that they're from the same family.
Okay.
And then he looks at you and he goes and he ruffles in. There's like a bunch of bags on this just empty on this wagon. And he pulls out from behind the wagons a big ass club, like huge, almost as tall as he is. And sticking out of it are all kinds of like claws and teeth and talons. And he throws it across his back. This is what I do, man. So, we ready?
I suppose so.
Also, I got this man here. Wonderful. I can't believe he was so nice enough to actually escort us back to Ilhaid with the powers that he thinks you guys have to get to the Redolent Valley and through these green elves. So to you, and he like bows to all
you're
of you.
gonna get us through the green
Thank
elves.
you.
That's not what fucking happened.
I assume it's all of you who's gonna get us through the green elves.
I told him not to come.
Well, that's rude, mate.
Now,
It's the truth.
regarding the Green Elves, when they barred entry into the valley, were they combative or were they merely insistent?
I mean, they had us pinned up, spears at our throats.
I see.
However, as your friend pointed out here, my demeanor isn't exactly amicable.
Big word.
Yeah.
I can use a couple of them.
That's not what I said. I didn't say it wasn't amicable. I said it was different than the rest of the two old people. But anyway, we're splitting hairs here. Nannery, how much longer?
Well,
It's been 15 minutes since we left the camp, so.
it looks like we are about 3-4 days out. We need to make it through most of the Redolent Valley, or the Redolent Forest itself.
All right, I'll take points by myself. I'll go up there.
We'll simply hang on behind you.
Okay.
My horse is dead, so I will get in the carriage again.
Narissa's no good, very bad couple of few days.
Oh man. Okay, and you guys are on, and with you leading, I want you to roll survival, please.
25.
25. You are
He's
doing.
rolled like 5 18s.
That's insane. So you're going about and like you're starting to feel a little more comfortable in this environment. Not only have you spent so much time in the Badlands, but now it's sort of starting to resemble a lot of the travels you've had towards with Tribescandia. And something tugging at the back of your mind feels like you've almost like been here before. Something about the smell of the trees blowing in the wind, something about the sight of these icy peaks in the north, and the smell of salt whisking itself over the mountains feels familiar, but in a very distant way. And as you are going, you notice in the distance there seems to be movement. It's like a cloud of dust kicking itself up from the sand, heading into the redolent wood. And you catch the flecks of light reflecting off of black armor.
Okay. So I hold up my hand. So like, like the hand to stop,
Like this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I turn it around and I look at Urin and I go,
I go into his mind.
do you think that do you see that cloud of dust?
I imagine I do. Yes.
Can you get Conira to go maybe check it out? I think I saw.
Yes, certainly. And I imagine, like, since I had her eavesdropping, I would have just like had her be flying around like when we've previously
Sure.
done. And how far away is it roughly?
Shoot. If you guys are like right here, they would be like right here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give that a breadth of 5,200 miles.
5,200 miles.
50 to 100.
Okay, I was gonna say
No.
like wider than America.
No. Absolutely. We can't see like that.
Right. Okay, so
Oh,
we
so
say
they're
that.
really far.
It's really far away.
Here. Ixnay that. We'll say 25 to 50 miles.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I don't. I could send her out there, but she won't be able to communicate anything she finds at that distance, I'm afraid.
Is that off to the side, or is it in the direction that we're going?
They are headed the same direction as you guys.
Okay.
Here, I'm going to do one last retcon just because I have horrible spatial perception.
Okay.
And so that's why my numbers are off. But I would say less than. Because if you were to look at the mountains right there, how far would you say they are?
Well, from here, they could be like 25, 30 miles away.
That's what I was
25,
thinking.
30 miles. Okay. So we're going to condense that to 10 to 25. And that's my final answer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Still outside of my range, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still quite far. Especially, I mean, we're not like trotting. Are we trotting?
Are you guys trying to move? If you guys, what speed
we're-
are you guys
We're
going?
probably not wasting any time.
Yeah, I guess so.
You guys are going pretty fast. We can say you're moving at a fast pace.
Okay, so I guess we are on horses, so that does change distances. But in any case, I turn back to her and I say, in response to you saying that Conira can't go that far, well, just make sure that you tell everyone that I think I might have seen. I don't know what I saw, but I don't think it's friendly.
Certainly. Is there any particular reason you're telling me privately like this?
No, I guess I just imagined that I was like kind of ahead.
Okay.
And so this is like the easiest way to communicate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm probably closer to everyone.
To like the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once I finish with Kane, Air said I communicate that to everyone that 10 miles off there's a little something.
Could be possible foes.
Okay. Do you plan on sending Conira out when she's within range?
Yeah, if we're when we're in within a mile, I'm gonna send her out and have her keep a distance, she stays high up.
Cool.
And
I think that's fine. So time passes and you guys are making good time. Just staying focused. Even Connor was pretty focused. He's not chewing your ear off or anything, but he's just like, yeah, let's go. He seems pretty excited. The two lizard folk that are with him they have a certain trepidation about this trip. You can see that they're covered in nerves. And as time goes on, Nonnery's just kind of taking notes of the environment, and he points out, he says, "You see that?" And you look off into the distance, and everyone roll perception.
perception.
Nice.
That's
Wow.
219s.
That's nice.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Nice.
This is way higher though.
28.
Yeah, 19.
Urin.
8.
Okay.
7.
Okay. You guys are just like,
That makes sense.
what is going on here? What do you see? You're just straining yourself. One thing you can see clearly in the distance is Heaven's Spire. The clearest you've ever seen it, this tower just going off into the sky. And even though it's sort of cloudless, it disappears into the stratosphere. Like it's just going up. You don't see a top. And you both see that looking at Heaven's Spire is where you first direct your attention. And then you realize, as you look at it from different angles, as you bob up and down on these horses, that it becomes disconnected, and that there's some sort of almost nigh invisible sphere crossing paths with it, augmenting the dimensions around it. You can see around some of the trees that they begin to curve in this same fashion.
You know, like a bubble? Like in the water?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I guess it kind of refracts. Looks like it's refracting light.
Nonary writes, and you can hear him. He's like, yeah, bubble refracting. And
Yeah.
like,
Are we doing? Never mind.
and he's taking notes. That, I think that's it. It has to be, yes.
That's the thing that you're looking for?
Whatever is inside or causing this refraction of light, this augmentation of reality almost.
And so this bubble sphere thing that we're looking at is like on the other side of the woods, the forest.
Yes, it seems to be taking up some of the forest because you can see some of the trees reacting to it.
Okay.
Okay.
I was misunderstanding. Heaven Spire is not in Ilhayed,
No,
but just from what they're seeing, it's fucking with their vision to the Heaven Spire.
yes.
Okay.
Let's see, I'm gonna move this back. I didn't know I could do this, but this is convenient.
Yeah, would I know who, like which civilization, who built Heaven Spire?
No one knows.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, that is not information you have, especially from where you're from.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I guess that's where we go. And as you realize that cloud of dust, it's still there, but you've made ample distance to it. It hasn't made near as much headway as you guys have in this time. And after a while, Kanira does, within a mile, begin to zoom out and observe the situation. And it looks like they've stopped and they find a small camp. And the first thing you see are these large gray beasts that have small tails whipping about them and horns at the tip of their snouts. I'm not sure if you've ever encountered one of these, so I'm just going to describe them as such. But they are very wide, and you could easily surmise looking. Are you looking through Kanira, or is she reporting to you?
Here, one sec. I'm just going to double check something on the variant pseudo dragon familiar.
Absolutely.
Okay. While the two are bonded, the companion can sense what the pseudo dragon senses as long as they're within 1 mile of each other. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm basically seeing what she's seeing.
Okay, awesome. I just wasn't sure if you wanted her to relay it to you or not.
Yeah.
But they have horns on their nose, small eyes, and you would surmise that these creatures could probably carry 2 to 3 men pretty comfortably.
Oh, they're like rhinos?
I mean, I
Okay.
don't know if Narissa would know that.
Okay.
No, I just mean for my own
Yeah.
description, they're like rhinos.
Yeah. See, and so you see that, and then you see a bunch of obviously Arid's finest. They're all bald, obviously, with different tattoos going in and out through their skin. And you do see one sort of giving directions, and they have a beard, and their armor is plated with accents of white.
Okay, so from when we read the king's speech, were any of the Arad's finest wearing white there? Or like white trim there?
Roll history.
16.
16. There was no white, but you do remember that Cynic Daigo, their armor was laced with purple filigree.
Okay. So some indication of like rank or station among them. Okay. And I communicate this to everyone, of course.
Great. We should probably stay out of their way.
How many were there?
You see a pack of about 7.
7. Okay.
Well, the other question is, what are they doing out here?
They hate magic. Maybe they're trying to get rid of this.
Yeah.
This is not exactly outside of Arid territory. So maybe they feel some sort of responsibility.
I'm sure they do.
However, if I am not mistaken, the Green Elves of the Redolent Wood have sort of a free space. This is their territory. Sort of like, I don't know, and it's just a contract that's like a province of Arid that they are allowed to govern.
Like the Vatican.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Exactly,
Like the
never
Vatican. No. So, I'm not entirely sure what is happening here, but they do hate magic.
Would Ersid know like political feelings between Arid and that's their name?
Yeah.
Arid? Yeah, Arid and the Green Elves?
No.
No. So I wouldn't know how they feel about each other.
I will allow you to roll history, but I don't think in your time that, like in like a clear memory, you know much about this, so it's going to be a disadvantage.
Okay. Eight.
Yeah, no, nothing. It's like this place feels familiar, but you have no idea. You haven't really convened with the Green Elves, like as a tribe, since you were sentient.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we should get there. We should get to where we're going before they do.
I might be prudent, though they are directly in our path and do have a bit of a head start.
But based on your description, it sounds like we have the faster feet.
Quite probably, yes.
Based on your description, it looks like they've stopped.
Also that.
We should definitely go around them. If they see us with this man, and I just point to whatever Kanura,
Kanua?
Kanua,
Kanua, yeah.
then we will fight. We will have to.
What? You ain't just me being there. He told me restrain myself. So, I'm restrained.
And if that man walks up to you and spits in your face and tells you you're disgusting and that you should die because you're not holy or whatever it is that he is, you're going to stand for that.
First off, sounds like his problem. Second off, sounds like he's starting shit. Third off, yes, I'll be the one to finish it.
See, point made.
Yeah, let's go around if we can.
Well, if we... And like, Notary pulls out a map, and it's this exact map. If we maybe backtrack just a little southeast, we can come in from this sort of forest peninsula and come in through there. It will cost us time, but if it means to avoid Arid and a possible skirmish, it may be worth it.
Maybe we travel fast and tire ourselves out a little bit.
Yeah, we could kick it up a gear.
And they... Okay. Sure.
What?
No. Nothing.
Yeah, the issue is that I think that any encounter with Arad's finest would not be favorable to us.
I think it'd be great if they don't even know that we're here, too.
Sure.
Precisely. They seem barely capable of restraining themselves from inciting some act of violence when in the city limits. So, out here.
Who knows what they'll do out here? Skin us.
Yes, we should absolutely go around. Yep, that's where. Acid, if you would please lead us. And
So I'll look at his map, I guess.
yeah, and he showed you this kind of trail, and so you can follow that pretty easily. But at this point, as you guys are turning away, Connie was out, and they start sort of sending this feeling to you of concern and like danger, like something is wrong.
Do I... Okay, like having to do with Arad's finest specifically or something else?
In like the area, their emotions are as much as I can give you, but it feels like
Right.
they're worried about you proceeding at all.
Like, regardless of the direction that we're going?
Headed to Ilhayed.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Carniro the magic dragon doesn't like the place that fucking fucked up magic happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll instruct her to like just keep a weather eye and just.
And
But we're still probably still going. Like
she said, she gives you an emotion that feels like look, like you need to see this.
okay, so I look through her eyes to like, does she see what she sees?
And out in the distance, you can see that Arid is slowly making moves into the scorched dead wood around, and you see that their weapons are drawn as they make their way into the forest. And through Conira, you can kind of feel like faint rumbling in a pattern. Doom. Doom.
I'm keeping everyone up to date on this.
And you can see smoke rising from the middle of the forest. Ersid,
Bad news.
you smell sulfur.
And this is from a mile away still.
I think it's a pretty strong smell of sulfur
Okay.
because it was reaching all the way to.
Oh wow.
It's not like super like strong, but like it's stronger than it was the night before.
Okay. I smell sulfur. And in my experience, that can mean one of two things. Well, it can mean one of three things. Geothermal activity,
Of course.
which I don't think it is.
For sure.
There is a nearby volcano.
How far?
Well, it's behind us towards Arid.
Well, Nonnery didn't...
Like, how many miles is that?
Roughly 100.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not that. But thank you, Nonary.
You mentioned geothermal activity. I thought you should know about the area.
All right, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Or it's a dragon, as we all know. Or it's fiends.
On that, didn't you say that there were these planes that all lay on top of each other? And if this place, it is messed up and the weave is all broken, is there not the possibility that one of these planes opens or tears and fiends pour out?
I mean, it is possible, but the last time that happened was when Denda was summoned, and that was a absolute huge magnitude of magic. For that to be happening here, naturally, that would be insane. That would be more dangerous than having someone to control that amount of magic.
Does Ersid know of types of fiends that would be big enough to rumble when they step? Are there fiends that are like that?
Roll Arcana.
Nine.
Fuck.
You've never seen anything that big in your journeys.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean they don't exist.
Well, looks like we. I mean, really, I just feel like this just adds more reason to go around. But also, yeah, I mean, if there's something up there that's dangerous and Erid is having to encounter that, that's just going to give us even more time to get around and beat them to Ilhayud.
Sure. Hopefully.
I mean, I don't care to go save them.
No, I don't want to save them. Hopefully whatever it is kills them. But if it doesn't, and they beat us there, I still think we should go around. I just am
Yes.
saying...
In either way, they'll probably be busy with whatever that is for at least a short time, assuming they survive at all.
Right.
So perhaps we should take advantage of this opportunity and see if we can't get past them.
We should.
Let's make haste.
And you guys
Yeah.
Yeah, get them horses going. And you guys make it to the edge of like the dead wood where the forest begins to start, and it's actually really strange because the ground becomes a little more firm, and you can feel like a sense of humidity in the air. And as you get closer to what Notary points out as the Briarbreak Mountains, you look off and you can actually see into the distance where the sea begins, and you can smell it, you can hear the sound of waves crashing. And it's just strange after being in this desert for so long. So, are we taking the horses? Like, this brush is pretty thick. It will slow us down, but I think it might be worth it to have a quick getaway.
So you want to leave the horses?
No, I want to take the horses,
Okay.
but their maneuverability
It's
is
going
not
to be
high.
Right.
I think we should keep our horses.
I think that would be best.
I think they're too valuable to just let stay here.
Then we will proceed. And at this point in time, you would say it's been about 3 to 5 hours. The sun is starting to set. Twilight's about to kick in. The Dreamer's Flame is starting to dim. Twilight's about to kick in. You can kind of see some of the stars behind the dying daylight as you start to progress through this forest. That smell of sulfur now hits all of your noses.
Does Connie Ross see anything? Like,
Is she staying above the forest?
Well, if the tree canopy is just solid, you can't see through it, then no. But I'd still like keep her high up in the trees if possible.
She is in the trees, but it will be hard. This is anywhere, but it's almost heavily obscured.
Gotcha.
Just being
We
in
took a long rest, right? That was
last
a long
night.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, like either way, I'll have her trying to spot stuff, like seeing. She has better senses than do pseudo dragons have advantage on checks with smell? One moment. Yes. Yeah. So she has advantage on perception checks having to do with sight, hearing, or smell. So
the sight perception checks will be without advantage.
Yeah, but knowing that, I'll have her kind of rely more on seeing if she can smell that sulfur, where it's coming from, hearing the rumbling, all that.
As she flies and kind of jumps from tree to tree, the leaves shake and she's kind of looking, and it's hard for her to see, so she sniffs the air, and the sulfur, she kind of like urges you to look through her eyes as she sort of looks specifically north, and you can see a lot more smoke than you saw earlier.
Okay. I communicate that to everyone.
Is she still a mile out?
Yeah, like as long as she's within a mile.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that she's still within that range. Well, that she's using the breadth of her range.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. You guys get through this forest, and finally it has transferred from like these dying trees to strictly like leafed, healthy almost trees. You can see that the bark here has grown accustomed to this sort of dry soil, and there's spines that stick out of it, and it's a darker color to help soak up the heat. And the leaves, which are normally green, are a mix of like dull greens, reds, and browns, almost like fall. But you're seeing this on like spined trees instead. In between, you see things that look like Joshua trees and of the like. And every once in a while, you run into a clearing. The sound of chittering creatures, rodents, and felines happen to brush past your ears and throughout the environment and habitat around you. It's not unlike things are living here, but it almost feels like they're hiding. And you feel a solid doom as the ground shakes beneath you. You see the leaves in the trees rustling. Another 5 or so minutes passed again. Doom. Doom.
Like a drum? Like
It's rhythmic, but it does not sound like an instrument. It's like the sound you're hearing is kind of like thunder, like the effect of something else shaking the world around it.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the sound that this magic storm is making.
Honoree's taking notes.
Or it's something dangerous that's moving.
Kanua,
Oh, I might.
you experienced something like this last time you were here.
I mean, that was a rumbling, yeah, but I never saw what it was.
Didn't see anything.
It
No.
never came and bothered you.
No, not at all.
Okay, so
Okay.
does it seem like, does it have the regularity of like footsteps? Like, is it something really big that's just stepping and shaking, or is it an irregular tremor caused by something else?
Roll nature.
Sure, I think that's just +1. Nope. 15.
15. You can surmise that this is organic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't
If
like-
any, like footsteps seems to be the most reasonable production of this phenomena.
Don't like that.
How tall are these trees?
Your standard tree is like 30 feet tall. I feel like trees.
like forestry?
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to depend on the forest.
yeah, it depends on what kind of a forest this is.
What's your average pine tree?
I feel like in the forest, like a forest,
Like in the mountains.
like 50 feet.
Okay, for sure. Then I'd say 50 to 70 feet with a tall ash tree.
Yeah. Did you just look it up?
Yeah, you're right on the money. 50 to 80 feet. 80 feet.
Don't give that to me, give that to Ibrahim.
Pine tree
I've got the
expert.
nature and survival.
That's what you're here for. I do not, dude. I'm a city boy.
All right. Does it seem possible that I can continue to follow the group from the branches? Is it that dense of a forest?
I'd say there are pieces of the canopy that you could, but you would definitely be following. They would be able to move faster than you.
Okay.
Do you have a climb speed?
No.
Okay, then they would be able to move faster than you.
Okay.
I think that whatever we do, we should avoid the attention of whatever is as large as this thing must be. I don't feel particularly confident in our ability to survive such an encounter.
Agreed.
Yeah. Should we go stealth
Sneaky.
mode?
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna have Connie Rock go up above the canopy, and I imagine whatever this is has got to be gigantic. I want to see if she can just like spot it, if it's like rustling trees, if she can see like the top of it, whatever it may be.
Yeah. So as she reaches the top of the trees, and it's pretty sporadic in nature, but every once in a while she does see like a collection of trees start to rustle. Nothing is popping out of the trees per se, but there is some rustling, and she can see, in the distance, she can surmise that there's a couple of places where trees have been felled. She hasn't looked over those areas because it's outside of,
Yeah.
but she can see that.
Okay.
Very Jurassic Park.
Yeah. It's not coming towards us though. That's
No.
Okay.
Is it in our path?
It is in the wood, and you're going to be in the wood for the rest of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got an idea. We'll take it sneaky, take it stealth.
Yeah.
Why don't I climb up and you point me in the direction of where this is coming from, and I can go scope it out.
Yeah, I just based on what I know from what Kanira sees, I point him in that direction, and
Northeast. And you're going by yourself?
Unless anyone can keep up with me in the branches.
I'm strong enough to, but I'm not that stealthy.
Yeah. I think I'll be alright.
here, just to be safe. And he draws an invisibility circle, throws it over you.
Oh, fuck
and
yeah. I forgot about that.
Nice.
Extra stealthy.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to climb up to the branches and stealth in that direction.
Are you guys going to keep walking or are you going to wait?
Fuck. We don't have any way to contact you if we keep moving.
Well, we won't be able to contact him if we stay either.
Do you want to give him a head start and then head in the same direction, or are you going to go a couple of
Oh,
miles out and then
that's a great
bounce?
idea. Why don't you just give me a head start?
Certainly.
Maybe wait
Sure.
10, 15 minutes.
Sure.
I'll cast
Okay.
guidance on him. Fuck, it only lasts a minute.
That's fine.
Oh,
I'll
alright.
cast guidance on you.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have to use the guidance now, just so you know, but I do want you to make an initial athletics check to get into the canopy.
No acrobatics?
That will come later.
Okay. So athletics to get up.
Climbing is generally athletics.
But I can use a guidance right now if I need that.
Yes. I just wasn't sure if you wanted to save it.
But I can decide once I roll.
Before I say anything, yes.
Okay. That's going to be 16.
Okay. It's a little, you're being very careful because this is a spined tree. But because of those spines, you're having an easier time finding handholds and footholds. So you're making your way up until finally you start to get into the branches, which are, they're spinier, but they're less dangerous. They're a lot smaller. And they're not like cacti or anything where they're going to stick inside of you. So you finally get comfortable, perch yourself atop the tree, and you would have a reasonably comfortable time hopping from branch to branch, different trees to trees. As you get started in your 10, 15 minutes, go ahead and make me an acrobatics check, please.
24.
Okay, awesome. You're feeling good. This is kind of like your natural habitat. Like once
I
you
imagine I get up in the canopy and I just like perch down and I'm like, this is great. And I just like have a moment.
You do. You zone in and you see like this path in front of you, and you're just step by step, also lightly, just making your way across. It's like you've been here before. And go ahead and roll. You're looking for shit, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for what this is.
I'm gonna have you. You can roll investigation,
Okay.
but if your passive comes into play, it will be used. You can also roll survival.
Okay. I didn't look at it. I didn't know what it was before I picked it up, so.
All right then. All right.
I can use survival.
Yeah.
24.
24. You are hopping from tree to tree, and you start to see about, we'll say the 10 minutes pass. That could easily put you at about a mile out. And you're starting to see less coalescing of trees. But what you do notice is the smell of sulfur is a lot stronger. And you even start to see burn marks on these trees heading north.
Okay. But I don't see any sign of any physical creatures or anything.
Strangely enough, no. What you do notice are you've been hopping along these trees, and some have pretty strong bows, like really 10, 15 feet across, like ready to hold someone's weight. And a surprising amount of these are broken.
How high am I?
I would say you're 15 to 20 feet up.
Okay. Does it look like any higher branches are broken?
Yes. And what you notice about a lot of these higher branches is that they look like they've almost been pushed. Like some of the branches look like they've gave way under weight.
Like kind of just been like.
Yeah, some of these look like they've been snapped
Yeah.
forward.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go down to a lower part of the canopy. I'm still in the branches, and I'm gonna be hidden.
Stealth.
Dirty 20.
Cool.
And I'm gonna wait for the party to catch up to me, and then just continue to keep an eye out.
Okay. After about, we'll say, an hour or so, you're feeling very traveled well into the forest, and you come across a very large clearing where you can see the trunks of these trees have been snapped. Plenty of them are laying flat across the ground. This is like a space of roughly, we'll say, a 25-foot radius where these trees have been felled, snapped, and broken. And you notice as you're kind of looking around, there's a mixture of footsteps, and you start to climb higher just to get a bigger view. And you see very familiar footsteps that look like large, stubby hands on the ground. And some of them just look like almost like circles, maybe where like if you were to punch the ground almost. And inside of surrounding that, you see a couple more footprints divvying into each other, about 10 by 5 feet long.
The footsteps are 10 by 5 feet?
Yes. Encasing some of these stubby feet.
Okay.
And these larger footsteps seem very humanoid.
Okay. Does Ersid know what giants are?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, I speak giant. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wait for the party to, like, I've stopped moving forward.
Yeah. And then you guys, as time has progressed, you guys are moving in between these trees, taking the horses and these drakes at a very slow trot. And finally, you come across this clearing where the night sky is just billowing in, and you can see all these felled trees, and the smell of sulfur is very strong. A lot of these trees look burnt in various areas. There's branches and things like that everywhere. And you guys start to see some of these familiar footsteps as well.
When I see them, I'm going to try and use my divine sense just to see if I can sense any like fiendish energy.
How far does that extend?
60 feet.
60 feet?
Yeah, circle.
Will you read me Divine Sense?
Yeah, it's detecting good and evil. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover. But I'm just trying to see if this feels somewhat fiendish or whatever.
Now I'm going to have you roll a spellcasting check.
Great.
But you will use a usage of your Divine Sense.
Fantastic. 10.
10. You'd be hard pressed to say if this feels like there's been fiends or anything like that in the area, celestial, whatever it might be, especially since that feeling kind of permeates the Badlands itself. So there's nothing exceptional here.
Okay.
Can I see the party? Have they approached?
Yes.
Okay. So they don't know where I am because I'm hidden.
Correct.
So I'm going to pick up a little piece of bark. I don't want to break my stealth.
Sure.
And I'm going to like throw it at Urin just to get his attention.
Make an attack roll. What's your AC you're in?
16.
Natural one.
Oh boy.
Okay, so that didn't work.
No.
Falls out of the tree.
I'm leaning down.
No, you throw it, it just gets caught up in the brush.
Okay.
Like bounces off all kinds of like different branches and doesn't end up anywhere near you want it to.
Okay, I'm gonna make one more look around to make sure that nobody is, like, no creatures are here.
Roll perception.
26.
26. You don't notice anything.
Okay. Uren!
Yes. Yes, he's like looking around, doesn't know where to look. But
Up here.
again, you're still invisible, so he doesn't.
Oh, you put invisibility on me. Oh, that's right. Okay, well, yeah, I'm right here.
I believe you.
Oh, I'm invisible. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I'd be willing to... Okay, first of all, I want to make this clear, though. Would it be reasonable for Ersid to assume that these are, in fact, giants?
I think.
Like, is there enough evidence that Ersid has seen that he would know that these are giants?
You've seen footsteps like this before, and
Yeah.
there's only one type of creature that makes them.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be willing to bet my life that these are giants. And I think at their peak, they're about 30 feet, 20 feet tall.
I mean, even at half of that height, I should like to avoid meeting them.
Yeah, are they hostile?
Yeah, would Ersid know, are giants generally hostile? I mean, I speak giant, so, like, I feel like, you know, I have encountered giants in my past
I don't think you
travels.
speak giant because you've met giants. I think
Well, that's not why,
You speak giant because you've met giant kin.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But what I know, are they, like, generally hostile, or are they kind of just, like...
You would know. It depends on the current disposition as well as the type of giant. You stayed more up in the north, and you're probably more familiar with stone and frost giants, and they generally have a pretty docile demeanor.
Okay. Well, I mean, the giants that I've met in the past, they're not particularly aggressive, you know. So I feel like even if we do see one, you know, I think it's entirely possible that we can avoid confrontation.
I hope so, though all the same, I'd like to not risk it if given the choice. Have we seen the giant tracks or anything ourselves, or are we just going based off?
When Ersid says that, you can take a closer look at the area, and what it wasn't clear to you at first, like there's kind of like ridges and divots in the soil, but now that you're looking at it, you see that they are making a collective shape that is not easy to see from ground level.
Okay. Do you have any inkling of which direction they are going? So that we can go a different way.
Can I try and read the footprint patterns?
No survival.
That's what I do. Natural one. Damn it.
It looks like there was some sort of skirmish here between whatever the hell these creatures are, and so it's just a mess of tracks. There's no clear delineation of travel.
Well, that's actually useful information. I can't tell which way they went, but it does look like there was a bit of a commotion here whenever they were here. So actually, I mean, that kind of tells me that they might not be in the best mood if we do meet them.
I say again, let's try and not meet them if given the choice.
Absolutely. At least they're capable of speech, so if we do, maybe we can convince them to leave us alone.
Kind of what speaks up. Oh, it's getting late out here, and we planning on traveling through the night. Because if we run into a fucking giant in the middle of the night, I'm sorry, but I think I'm shit out of luck, mate.
What?
So,
You can't whack them with that big club you got.
you know how hard it is to see out here, even right now.
Well, I would imagine that a giant would be fairly simple to see.
You say that. You say that now, but look, I'm already having trouble seeing you out here.
Well, I'm in dark clothes.
It's fucking. If you think you want to fight a giant in the middle of the dark,
You're the one who wanted to come out here, and
All right. I don't know how I feel about camping exactly where I know that there was a giant. So
No, you don't think that makes sense? It's obviously not here anymore. And why would it come back? I mean, I don't see any lodgings, anything like that. They don't they have houses or some shit?
what say everyone to this? What if we move closer to the water to make camp?
I would like that. It's been a while since I've seen the ocean.
how far is the water?
Well, we came around that little forest peninsula.
It was close enough we could at least hear it, so.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. Why don't we go there, and then I can take first watch in the branches.
Sure.
Well, after you all.
All right,
And,
back towards the water then.
No, I think it should be fine. I don't think I'll have you make any checks. I think you guys can get to the water pretty seamlessly. And as you exit the forest, you can clearly see the waning moonlight reflecting across the ocean as it expands outside in front of you. You can see this sort of jutting of land to the north that comes into this gulf, and on top of it you see all these kinds of spires existing above the trees. And as you look up to the sky, you see it is full of tumultuous orbs wisping and milling about, fusing with each other, taking the stars almost out of the sky and presenting them to you on the sea itself. You can be well assured that you have made it into the magical storm.
Great.
And with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a day, you guys. Thank you guys.
Pretty epic.
Thank you guys all for watching. We're here to see you. We're gonna see you on May, or no? What is after the 25th? What's after the 25th? We're not gonna be streaming on the 25th. July 2nd?
July 2nd.
Let's go. July 2nd, you guys. Mark your calendars. We're coming back and things are going to get brazy. All right. Well, have yourself a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you again. This was Views from the Dungeon under the Dreamer's Flame. We're out.